Welcome to In the Know with Steph and Joe. In the Know with Steph and Joe is all about small business development. These two entrepreneurs bring real life experience through laughter and, well, just a ton of knowledge on how to build your small business and make it thrive. This is, after all, your creation. Now learn how to make it sing. In the Know with Steph and Joe, of course, brought to you through our good friends over at Steph's Bookkeeping. Why? Well, because she's a bookkeeper. And our good friends over at Restoration One. And no, I haven't got it the digital up yet, so I do apologize about that.
Advertisement.
Yeah, it should be there. But anyway, that was a hard stop.
That was a hard stop.
I don't know. It's horrible. Of course, it's a huge day because in the next couple of weeks, school starts. So today we're all about readjusting schedules.
When does school start for Eli?
The 17th.
Wow.
So the 17th he goes back.
This is 23rd.
23rd. I guess we should actually introduce our guests here, shouldn't we? Yeah, we have some small voices in the studio here today. All right, first, let's go to the eldest. That would be Lily. My oldest child, she is 11. She is going into what grade? Middle school, which is what grade?
Not a grade. 6th grade.
6th grade. First year of middle school. Are you excited about that?
I guess.
You guess. Nervous and excited. Yeah. All right. And next one is the youngest, Lucy. Lucy, how old are you? How old did you? What? Yeah. Talk a little louder. 9. And have you been 9 for a while? No, just turned 9, didn't you? Yeah, that's it. So today we are going to talk about going back to school. Who's ready to go back to school?
Not me.
Yeah? Clearly we're going to have some split answers here on the studio. And Lucy, for those that can't hear you, you have to say, I'm excited, and not just raise your hand. The first time I was on the show, I raised my hand as well. When somebody asked me a question, it was, hey, do you like this? Anybody like this? They can't hear you on the radio.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. That's Linda right there. See that? That's Steph's mom. And she says hi. She's texting in. So we're going to say hi to people throughout the show.
So
but
my friend.
if your friend texts in and says hi, yeah, absolutely.
Give them a shout out. What's your friend's name?
Kelsey from up the road. We love Kelsey. That's right. Do you want to give a shout out to anybody? Liam?
Liam might be watching.
Liam's a cool dude.
There's no might. Everybody watches this show.
Everybody. Liam's a cool dude. Last night, the girls and I were doing a little last summer blast, and we went to the fair, McHenry County Fair, and we enjoyed some rides and had a blast out there. So that was a lot of fun.
You enjoyed some rides.
Yeah,
I enjoyed winning myself prizes.
I get a little shout out to this guy too here, right?
Derek.
Hey, Derek.
Hey, Derek. Kids are on. Derek knows very well about shifting
schedules with the kids with the daddy daycare.
Yeah, exactly.
Next weekend, Eli and I are going to do our little last hurrah. We're going to Arizona. So
there you go.
My grandma's flying to Arizona also from Virginia. So we're all going to meet at my mom's.
That'll be a fun little reunion.
Well, there went over to the McHenry County Fair. We're just going to fly to Arizona.
Yeah, a little bit of a hoorah difference, but but I'll say we had our good hoorahs throughout the summer, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what were some things that we did this summer that were a lot of fun?
I went to sleepover camp for 24 days.
I went to sleepover camp for 10 days.
Back in Michigan, we sent them to camp for Michigan. So Carrie and I were without kids because they started at the same time. We were without kids for 10 days this summer. So that was one of the greatest things Carrie and I had all summer. Yeah. Anything else fun we did?
Yeah.
Well,
what?
We went to Papa, we went to Florida, and I went to Beaver Island straight after a sleepover camp.
I mean, that's a packed summer, Lily.
I got to spend 24 days, even a little more, with my cousin that I don't get to see a lot.
Yes.
And
that was a good
I had
part.
a pretty great birthday.
You had a pretty great birthday.
Me too.
That's awesome.
I also got my ears pierced this summer.
I mean, we had a jam-packed summer. Yeah. We're packing it in.
My challenge for you ladies is beat that next summer.
Okay.
Hey, easy. That stuff costs money.
Yeah, this summer was a bit more expensive than I
My
anticipated.
birthday parties aren't expensive. They aren't expensive. We had them here. They're sleepovers.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
have giant
No.
sleepovers.
That wasn't that bad. Cleaning up after it was a nightmare. But Bunch of little girls running around the house.
So
I'm not
outside of just the kids going back to school, do you have staff that's going back to school? Because my team is going back to school. They start on the 21st and 22nd.
Yep.
So, I mean, thankfully our schedules don't have to shift, but then I'm just curious for how other people handle that when their staff goes back
Yes.
to college or high school or
Yeah. Yeah. I
how
mean, we
all
don't
that
have a lot
works.
of college goers, I guess. That they'd be more. We actually have one guy that it's not a shift for school. It's a shift for hunting. You remember Ryan, our employee Ryan?
No.
He's he goes out, and when the season starts, he's a guide. He's studying to be a guide and trapsman, and like a hunter and fisher and guideman. And so he leaves like towards the beginning of the season and goes out and then comes back at the end of the season. And so like we have that kind of shift when he leaves, but I think a lot of looking good turners, mommy says. Yeah.
Yay.
So we have a lot of we have more of our employees shift because they have kids that are going back to school.
so then they become more available for work or
In some forms, yes. Some ways, no. Right? Like some of them have to be home at a certain time. Right? For us, we have to have somebody home by 3:30 or picking the kids up by 3:30 and bringing them home and being home. So that way there's somebody there.
I'm taking the bus now.
You are taking the bus. So we have to make sure
so
we're home
Lily
by
takes the bus. Then Lucy, is she a car rider or?
She has to be picked up. Yeah.
Sometimes I bike to school.
So now that when the weather's nice, she's trying to bike more.
Okay.
And she does it by herself. But we have this awesome crossing guard who I know. So he always gives me a checkup going, she did great. She was looking good. Powering ahead. Up that hill, pedaling hard. I'm like, that's great.
Yeah, 'cause I thought this year Eli was going to be a bus rider, but he didn't want to still this year. So he's going to be a car rider again. So I'm going
He
to drop him off.
qualifies.
Yeah, he could ride the bus. The bus comes like literally to the corner of our house. And, but he didn't want to.
Relinquish.
He just didn't. He said he likes riding with me and he doesn't want to give up going to Starbucks before school. So he'll go and get like a pastry or like, like some
Wow.
scones or something.
Wow, you're really I don't know how to put this in.
What?
Can I get some help with words here? You're really privileging that child.
That's yeah.
What do you mean?
Starbucks.
Are you?
Well, I want to go to Starbucks.
Yeah, you're gonna go to recess with him too, just to make sure. Mommy's at recess.
Well,
Listen,
I qualify.
it's-
I could fit on the gym equipment.
It's literally. He'd take the bus. He's like, oh, I'll take the bus. She's like, no, honey,
No,
we'll stop at Starbucks.
we'll go to Starbucks on the way. We'll go to
I
Starbucks.
asked him if he wanted to take the bus this year.
Yeah,
He said, "No, I love my Starbucks time. I need to get
Okay.
my scone.
I don't care if gas is $10 a gallon. Well,
I need to get my scone.
gotta get my scone.
My $10 scone."
I gotta get my cake pop.
Okay, so he is qualified to take the bus. These two, well, she's now going to be because she's in middle school and that's farther away. But
Hmm.
yeah, there it is. There's the Starbucks. But Lucy is still. She just doesn't qualify. We have to.
You guys are
drive
too
her.
close.
Yeah, we're too close to the school.
Too close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Which is kind of a great thing, kind of a little annoying. Like now we got to make sure that we have somebody there to pick her up.
But in winter, I
Ignore
can
that.
Exactly,
stuff.
Carrie. Exactly.
But
Carrie says that I should ignore them because he'll only want that special time for a little longer. Which
Yeah.
is true because I remember when Gavin abandoned me. So,
Oh, that's what it is. You're just hanging on.
well, because I got the gap, so I know when it's coming.
I can basically, I don't need a car
That's
ride
funny.
because I can easily walk to school and walk back in the winter.
See, this kid's a trooper. Like she's gonna walk through everything. She's gonna be a postal service worker for sure. If she's gonna walk through everything like that.
It's from all the time on that Beaver Island.
Probably. Yeah. Beaver Island toughens you up, doesn't it, girls?
So does camp.
Camp does too.
I went
Yeah.
on a trip for 3 days with my hair
They-
braided, and I didn't get to brush my teeth, and the food was disgusting.
Sounds like camp.
And
Hey,
I got to brush.
Kent, that sounds like a great time to me, doesn't it?
Listen, I've been doing that for 20 years.
Love that, don't
Love
you?
the
It
man
was-
camp, that's
It was
true.
the canoeing trip, so So there was 3 days. So what we did is we went on a 3-hour bus ride with a packed bus. So it was 3 per bus seat. So so we went there. We drove there for 3 hours at our campsite. We had we made a fire, which was very hard because we had to collect wood.
Did you have to make the fire, or did you learn how to put it together?
No, we couldn't learn. I wanted to, but we didn't learn how to put it together.
We'll learn one day.
We just
Daddy knows.
we just got a bunch of wood, which is annoying to look for because it was just annoying.
That's what you have to do though when you're camping.
I know. and then that morning we had to wake up really early. We had to eat oatmeal for breakfast, which is the worst because I don't like oatmeal.
I love oatmeal.
And then
Camper, right there. Little one, you're not a camper clearly.
Eli will starve when he goes camping.
Really?
Well, no. Well, he'll eat fruit. So he'll just eat fruit for like 3 days.
Ooh, you have fresh fruit for that long?
Yeah. Well, so when we go
When I go camping, when you go camping, is there fresh fruit?
When we go camping, I bring coolers.
Only if it's drowned in the wine.
I bring coolers and I freeze the fruit in the Tupperware, and then I put it in the coolers with the ice, and then it thaws out, and then we can eat it.
Consume it throughout. That's a great idea.
So
That's
that
a
is
great
what we
idea.
do when we go camping, because he'll just eat like watermelon or whatever for 3 days.
That's actually a phenomenal idea. I love that idea. I just didn't know. I'm like, how do you have fruit? That was the first thing I think of is logistics. How do you have fruit out there for 3 days?
Well, we used to, when I was a kid, we used to camp every summer for like the whole summer. So
Carrie, mommy's not a camper.
we would go to a different state each summer,
Mm-hmm.
and we would drive. So like we'd go to like Wyoming, South Dakota,
That's a great
Montana,
idea.
Tennessee. We would go, and we had a pop-up. Well, first we had tents, and then we upgraded and got a pop-up.
Mhm.
And then we would take the dogs and stuff. So me, my brother, and the dogs would be in the back of the pickup truck, and my parents would be in the front part of the pickup truck, and we'd
Right
venture
out.
on
Yep.
to there, and then we would camp. But yeah, my
I love
mom
that.
showed me how to package everything up, just like freezing the bottles of water versus having all that ice that's just going to melt, and
That's a
you use
great
that
idea.
as your ice versus that, and then you could drink the bottled water later.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal idea. So let's get back on topic here. We veered off into camping. So we're going back to school, ladies. When you get ready for school, what's the first thing you think about when you're going back to school for like the first day of school?
Lunch.
Girl after my own stomach, lunch. What was the other one?
A backpack.
What? Your backpack, or what's going in it?
School supplies like a folder, notebooks.
Totally.
Lunch, a snack, water bottle,
Yep.
and you get to meet a teacher. And I might have my same teacher this year.
That's right. She might have her same teacher because her same teacher is changing grades up from
Oh,
last year.
Yeah,
So
she went to
I got
5th grade when I got her.
yeah, that's right. So she may get her all the way up, but that's
Mm.
awesome. So what do you look forward to?
Seeing my friends getting lockers and meeting new teachers.
That's new this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The locker?
Yeah.
Eli has a locker with a combo on it. He had one for kindergarten.
What?
What?
Yeah, I thought they just had those little cubby hooks. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what we had when
Yeah, that's what they had.
Oh, he has like a full locker, and I was
Is
like,
theft a problem in the school?
I don't know. I saw the combo.
They need to lock down that muffin from Starbucks.
Oh, he's one of the kids that goes to Starbucks in the morning.
At
Give
least
him
you
a
know.
locker.
Give 'em a locker.
You,
Give
at
him a
least you
locker.
know if commissary ever became a thing, he would be well taken care of.
That's funny. So let's see. Derek says, I sense in the know with Steph and Joe from Beaver Island.
Well, Joe did a show, so we know you can get reception from Beaver Island.
I know there's
It's not
you
very
can get,
good.
well, you can get Wi-Fi, and depending on who's
No, I mean
got
if
the
we
Wi-Fi or
like
whatever.
all went
Yeah.
to Beaver Island and did the show
Yeah, we
from
could
there.
do that.
Let's go remote.
You want it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. We could try and do it from like Garden Island or Hog Island or something like that, and a different one.
What kind of
Oh, you could see.
Old
you
Hog
can
Island.
See, isn't it
Garden?
Garden Island? You can see from Oma and Opa's beach.
Yes. You can you can see 4 other islands from Ominopus
We're
Beach.
trying to convince Mommy to
Speak up.
move.
We are trying to convince Mommy to move to Bigger Island. So.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
You would need
Lucy,
to leave this and all your friends.
I'll just remote in every Friday. That's totally. I've done
You
it
miss
once.
all your friends. Why would you want to move?
I'll have all my friends
Oh,
come up to be
so that Lily's clearly on Carrie's side then.
Yes, the family is
I
split.
don't understand.
But we just have to convince Mommy, then we can drag Lily out the door.
That's
Then
true,
you aren't
actually.
getting
Yeah,
out that
yeah.
mess.
So when you guys, for over the summer, after all the fun stuff that you guys got to do, did you have to hang out at the shop at all with?
Yes.
Well, sometimes we do.
And how's that when you have to hang out
That's
at the shop?
actually
Is it fun or?
I just watch my phone the whole time.
No,
Unless,
So you get some
unless
screen
somebody
time?
like comes
I
over.
try to help.
Then
I try to help, but sometimes I do my screen and be bored of it, and then I do something.
yeah, Lucy, you have a bag of toys there.
Yeah, because I think
because I don't want to
I was talking to your mommy the other day, or I don't know, maybe like last week on the phone, and it sounded like there was like a whole army of children in the background.
sometimes there
Yes.
are.
Because
That was throughout the summer. Was some of our employees would have to, 1 or 2 of our employees might have to bring a child in to hang out with us while we're doing stuff in the shop. So it's not necessarily a burden on people. You know, we don't want our employees to have to worry about, you know, the kids being home or having to stay home from a day of work because they don't have anybody to watch them. Or be home with them. So yeah, bringing them in is awesome. But when we do have stuff at the shop that's new, like when we would bring in the content side, we put up all those shelves and everything, right? You guys could ride your bikes throughout the big side of the shop.
oh yeah, I know. Owen rode his skateboard. He rode his skateboard, and all the employees would like push him around. The other
I
ones,
remember
apparently.
that.
You do?
I don't.
No? You were there.
Owen told me.
It was fun.
It was funny to watch.
When we're done with the summer and you're off to school, typically for us, we have we have our kids this past year anyway. We would pick up 2 of the other neighborhood kids and bring them home too, because we carpool. They would carpool. The other parents would carpool them in the morning to school, and we carpool them home. And so now we have Lily doing that, so we have to make sure that we're home in time for the bus and things like that. Do you have to make sure you're home with Eli in time? Like, what time does he get home? Or do you have other people that you can rely on?
I pick him up at he gets out of school at 3:50. So I pick him up from the school, which is halfway between the office, so here, and my house.
Oh, that's convenient.
So it's like on my way.
So you're home by 4.
Yeah,
pretty
so
much.
I could stop and pick him up. I mean, I have Gavin, my oldest, obviously picks him up
that's
or
true.
drops him off because they changed the Metro train schedule because once a month I go into the city for a client.
Right.
So they changed the schedule, which is going to mess me up for drop off. And then Rich, during the winter time, he has a very flexible schedule because it's the slow time for his work. During the summer, it gets a little tricky, but I think since the whole pandemic and everybody working from home, it kind of worked out fairly well with shifting of the schedules and working remote and moving him around.
Totally, that makes sense. I mean, I guess with kind of COVID hitting it now is a new thing that staying home is easier.
Yeah.
Right.
Because usually, I mean, because obviously you've seen, and Eli's been on the show quite a few times this summer, that he sits in my office.
Yeah.
If we're not out and about and doing whatever, he's at my office with me a majority of the time. Because Gavin went full time this summer at work. They had the availability, so he took it and is getting trained in other areas at work. So he is not as available as he was before. But Eli only likes to come to the office for a certain amount of days, but he needs like an activity. Like he can't just sit in the office. So he does all of our paper shredding. He helps me prepare for like golf outings and do all of our swag and get that all together.
There you go.
So he does
You guys could help with that.
little
So
projects.
Usually Lucy will be the one to say, "Oh, I want to help with something. Do you have anything I can help with?" Yeah, and then Lily will come and I'll say, "Can I?" Here's what she says: "I'm bored. What can I do?" And I'd say, "Well, you can go clean up this." And she goes, "No." And I go, "All right. Well, we need to do this."
Cleaning. Who wants to clean?
Come on, it just has to be done. I don't know I know some people that want to clean. No, they just like cleaning.
Because I mean, like, I have to block
I like
when
organizing,
during
not
the summer,
cleaning.
I have to block my schedule out in a weird way because I know I only get so many days of him being willing to sit
Mhm.
in my office before he gets ants in his pants, and then he needs something. So we have to, like, the other day, he just wouldn't stop pulling on my arm while I was typing. So I was like, look, we're just going to call it and we're going to take a break. And we went home. And we went home for an hour and 15 minutes so he could go in the backyard, run it out, do what he needed to do to get some of that energy out. And then we went back to the office and finished the day. So I have to block my schedule out in a weird way with him sometimes, just because there's too many consecutive days of him having to sit.
Yeah, we have a little bit more help because we have the neighborhood families that help out, right? That's interesting. So once school gets back in and you guys are doing your school thing, is there anything that you want to do? Because, well, this is kind of directed at both of them. And I'm curious as to what you think the future might be for Eli, but extracurricular. Now, like Lily's definitely going into middle school, so she's going to have the opportunity to do things after school.
I'm definitely doing art club and drama.
That's so much time. I'm just thinking about the time in my head.
Yeah, because April's daughter, she does all the plays and stuff at school and the musicals,
drama,
and she's been doing it forever. And so this is her senior year, and it's a big commitment, but it's a lot of fun. But then it keeps her at school. So then if April needed to work late, she has that option because she's at the school.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you that extra like help on the back end of the day if you get stuck on a job or get or if Carrie wants to go grocery shopping or something real quick before Lily gets out of the extracurricular.
Right.
Since it's already at the school, but when you have the things like, because you guys do karate, right?
MMA.
Tactical mixed martial arts.
So then when you guys do that, that's off-site. So you have to drive them to and from there. So that's something that you have to block out your schedule.
It's either Carrie or I, and one of us are doing it every time.
Because my schedule looks like a big rainbow. Like, because I have
all the different color categories.
Well, I have personal things that we do like outside of work. Then I got, Gavin's work schedule and his other personal activities that he has slotted. And so I have to make sure and look at everybody's schedule sometimes when I'm taking meetings, even though once Eli goes back to school, it's a lot easier because then I know I could block meetings schedule, from like 10 till 1. I could do client meetings and it's not a big deal. Over the summer, it's harder.
Yeah. Well, ladies, do you have anything you want to add about going back to school or in these? What do you have to add? Because it looked like Lily had something to say too, but
I did.
It was just about the camera.
No.
So a listener's asking the ladies.
Oh, not me.
How would you like your mom and dad to rearrange their schedule?
If mommy picked us up and dropped us off every time at MMA.
Boom.
Every time at MMA?
Yes.
No, but that's on the record, mommy.
That's it. That is. In front of millions of listeners.
If MMA was closer by and we could ride there,
that's
walk
not
there,
fair.
That'd be a hard one. That'd be a hard one. But that's not to say that we can't do that with if you get older and you can ride your bike.
Closer by.
Oh, we can't make it closer.
Yeah, I want a bike right there.
Are you crazy?
I don't know. You could bike right there.
You just waste more of your energy before you actually went.
And
it's already tiring enough.
Relax, child.
So does it
the older sibling attack? The older sibling attack.
At school, I have a best friend named Madison. This is her second year, so I get to see her in school every time.
It's not my fault.
It is.
It's a water bottle. I can't control
So
it.
how is it when
yeah,
with
absolutely.
like school, like with homework? Like how does that schedule work out? Or do your kids? Do you guys just
We do homework
do your
at
home?
home.
Well, yeah, but do you like immediately? Like, do you immediately do your homework when you walk in, or does somebody have to supervise, or how does that work with the
So
homework?
when we get home, we give a snack, and then we do our homework, and then after, sometimes we can do our iPad and phone.
Oh, okay.
How much homework does mom and dad do at home?
I don't know.
Oh.
Daddy makes me do homework.
Do they do homework, or when they're home, is your dad just sitting there watching the television or out in the garage?
Out in the garage.
Of course.
And sometimes.
But am I
he'll come
working
and-
out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes.
Or
he'll come
watching
and-
your phone.
And sometimes he'll come in and check
Well,
on
TikTok.
us.
I'm allowed to. Well, no, I'm not a TikToker. I don't have that.
And sometimes he'll come out and check on us.
So when you guys get home, when they get home, they have to go straight and get a snack and go right to homework. They
And
have to
who
get
keeps
all their
them?
homework done.
I don't know if this is like a fair question. Carrie, if you're still listening, make sure you chime in. So who keeps them more on that type of schedule? Is it you or Carrie? Or they just do it because they're used to it?
We've been doing it long enough, and it's just been a protocol that it is just a household known.
But
Um,
sometimes on Friday, if we have a lot of homework, we save them and we do some on the weekend.
I don't have Friday homework.
sometimes they're allowed to, but it's
Lucky.
real
Oh, yeah, I
important
don't too.
on our Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Daddy,
because-
did
yeah.
you just hear Lucy?
No.
Lucy just said, you don't have Friday homework, lucky. Oh wait, I don't.
Goofballs. They will get they have to get going on Tuesday and Thursday right when they get home from school, because they typically have enough homework that will take them until MMA, till we leave for MMA to eat snack, do homework,
I'm good
get
at
kind of-
homework.
get
I
kind
hate
of
homework.
caught up and do whatever, and
I
then
like homework.
we're off to MMA.
Well, I kind of
So
like
Tuesdays and
homework.
Thursdays are packed,
Yeah.
but the rest of the week is pretty.
Well, because I know that they've been in school longer than Eli has, because
Correct, yeah.
he's going into first grade.
Yes.
But yeah, so like last year, I'm the one that was a bit more of a stickler for the schedule. Like when you get home at 4, like you could have your snack, do your homework, and then let's do
wait.
something else.
Wait a minute.
But then
This is a
if
question.
Eli, well,
Yeah.
hold on. If Eli didn't do his homework, like if
Again.
I had a networking thing on a Tuesday and I went straight from dropping him to going to the networking function and he was home with Rich, and Rich didn't do the homework with him, then Eli in the morning at 7:00 when he woke up, I'd be like, okay, where's your folder? Where's your homework? He's like, well, Daddy didn't do it. And I'm like, but you know the routine,
Yes,
so you should
okay.
tell Daddy.
I both Carrie and I enforce it. In the beginning, it was both of us because we just decided, let's do it. But my big question is, Eli has homework in kindergarten.
Every day he had homework, math homework.
Dude's got a
I wish I
combination
had
locker
math
too.
homework.
Oh, yeah.
I hate
He
math
stops,
homework.
gets
I love
coffee
math
and
homework.
a scone.
Homework is boring and hard.
Heads into the
Math
office.
homework is fun and
Yeah, he's just
like
like
a
a
regular
like a college student. He'll be fine.
All right, ladies, who's tougher,
Me.
mom or dad?
Dada.
that was real quick for both of them. Me. Which one? Me, and then no, mom or dad. Oh.
Dad's the hammer. He's the rule. If dad, wait till your dad gets home. You guys,
If I were to say, well, if you were to get in trouble, who are you more afraid to get in trouble from?
You, because you're.
Yeah.
But
Thank you. Yes,
but
I am.
I think my boys are more me.
I'm. Yeah,
I
you
think
probably.
we all are. Of you,
I
Steph.
yeah.
I am.
Rich is great and all. Speaking,
And I don't get in trouble.
Speaking of, I was driving down the road the other day, and I saw this Mustang. I'm like, that's a nice Mustang. And I came up next to it, and I drove by. The windows are tinted. I'm like, that looks. Nah, that's not. And I drove by it, and then a couple lights, and he pulls up, window down. I look over. Hey, buddy. I'm like, it's Rich.
You know?
2 blocks later, he dropped the engine. I'm kidding.
So, yes, when they get in trouble, usually she's the softer one. I'm the heavier one. Yeah.
So when
I'm trying
dad raises his voice, you girls get that homework done, huh?
I don't do it correctly, but I get it done.
There we go.
And then when she doesn't do it correctly, then what happens? Oh, this is where we're going to get into our parenting styles.
Then
Yeah.
you get annoying.
And what happens then? You don't want to answer that one?
But
Okay, deal.
If Eli doesn't do his homework correctly with Rich,
Yeah.
Rich will then take a blank, like, so his math homework when he had to do like the adding and whatever and subtracting and stuff of the math.
Yeah.
Then Rich will take his home if Eli's not engaging, and he'll put the homework aside, and then he'll get a blank piece of paper and make him do the charts of the equations and then go back to his homework.
Oh, so he has to do multiplication factors.
Well, it's just
As
adding
a
and
kindergartner?
subtracting.
Oh, adding and subtracting
So
factors.
he'll have to do the thing. Yeah,
like make a table chart of adding and subtracting.
yeah, because if he's not doing it
Okay.
and making the effort to count the little
Yeah,
apples or whatever,
That's
then
great.
Y'all have them
Ritual-
in military school? What's the kids are,
That's great.
Kids in
'cause-
kindergarten. You should be learning how to glue things.
yeah, Rich. But
Maybe that's what's wrong with our society.
I wish I only had math homework because I'm really good at it.
I'll give you all my math homework.
All right, so question. So
Yeah.
you pick up your kids. So we rearranged the schedule. That's what we're talking about. School's coming back. You pick the kids up from school or from jujitsu.
That tactical MMA.
Tactical
You gotta
MMA.
say it. You gotta
Yeah.
say it right because
Tactical
Sensei
MMA.
Tony would not be happy about
And
that.
the phone rings. Are you answering that phone? It's a customer. Or are you
Yeah.
not answering that phone? It's a
I
customer.
mean,
Mommy is
Yeah.
usually answering it.
'Cause
And
that's your
speaking,
little
we have to be
time
silent.
in the car with your kids. I was just curious.
I mean, like
So,
on
wait.
the way to school, I don't typically answer the phone. On the way home, if I get a call because it's still technically like normal
Business hours.
business hours, then I'll answer the phone. But on the way to school, usually we're talking to grandma on the way to school and stuff because my mom likes to she goes to work at 2:00 in the morning, so she's up.
She's on lunch.
And it's and it's Arizona time, so right now it's a 2-hour time difference. So so it's like 4:00 here, and it's 2:00 there. So
Right.
she gets up for work early, and so she likes to be part of the car ride to dropping off Eli to have him to
That's
tell him
awesome.
a good day.
That's
Way to
awesome.
go, Linda.
Yeah,
That's
that is
awesome.
cool.
I love that. So, ladies,
So,
when
Mama texted.
it's a joint effort, but Joe is better at homework duty. So
I try to do my homework good.
you do, and most of the time you guys do it
And
very
I don't
well.
want people to check it, so I don't have to do more.
That's
Yeah.
right. See there. Okay, let's hit that one on the head right there. So, Daddy's tactic is if I don't feel the effort is being, as you said, Eli's off in La La Land, right?
Mhm.
If the effort's not being there, I will create more homework.
But
Yeah, that's what
I-
Rich does.
Much like what
or
Rich
Eli
does.
has to do push-ups.
So
Oh, I love that.
Please, I hate push-ups.
Listen, I'm getting so many great ideas.
Knuckle
no,
Knuckle
Daddy,
push-ups.
Daddy,
Knuckle push-ups with a clap.
Yeah,
sounds
That's
like a
hilarious.
but whenever I don't know something, I get Daddy, so that way I don't have to do it.
I mean, that's really the
So-
key. But you asked a question on
Yeah.
when somebody calls,
Yeah.
right? What happens if somebody calls when you guys are in the car with like mommy?
Mommy picks it up and we have to be silent.
Silent. You okay over there?
That's no. I just thought that's a good reason to ride my bike to school, so that way in school I have to.
Hey.
So that way,
I love her. I am
that way
absolutely
when,
loving it.
when we ride to school, I can I don't have to listen to her talking to other people.
Fair enough. So that's why you like your nice, quiet, nature-filled
Well, that's-
bike ride to school.
That's what I just thought.
That's a great idea. I love that.
That's awesome.
If I'm on my computer too much at home, then Eli will tell me that he's going to throw my computer in the garbage.
That's a fair thing to do.
Like if I don't have a good work-life balance, he'll let me know. He'll be like,
Karen-
Mama, I'm not going to tell you again.
I tend to like the problem is my desk is my leisure spot as well. My desk is my leisure spot as well, which is in the garage, so I can sit there and work and then
It is a nice setup out there.
It's a great setup. So but like Carrie, she'll turn off and be like, all right, I'm done. But she turns right into the garden right now. Like her thing is the garden.
No, her thing is butterflies, plants, and work.
The garden.
Well, yeah. So
But
I think you ladies are on there someplace too.
But yesterday,
a little bit under those three.
but yesterday when we went to the fair, Mommy found the monarch place, so she just went in.
Yeah, well, the doors were closed, and she just kind of blew right through that and went right into this greenhouse with barn doors on it, and they were all closed up, but it was a full display and everything.
opened
so
it.
We just opened it up and
unlocked.
went in.
So I have a question then. How do you guys maintain your normal like sleep schedule during the summer, or do you get to stay up later during the summer?
I go to bed when Mommy goes to bed.
Well, Lucy is an early riser
Okay.
and early go to bedder. She gets tired, and when she is done, that child is done. She just gets
So just like,
noodle limp. I'm done. I need bed.
My neck is
She'll do this around the house, but like like last night we were at the fair till 10 o'clock. We left, and so by the time we got home and she was getting ready for bed, she's like, "Where's Mommy? I need to get." I'm like, "Your mom's out tending to the garden and watering the plants." Like, it's 11 o'clock at night, and she's like, "I need bed."
Because Mommy said, I'm not staying up till 11 o'clock because the fair went till 11 o'clock, and she said, I'm not staying up till 11 o'clock because she would get too tired, and yet again, she's just watering the plants.
She was out watering her plants. But then this one could stay up all night till 1, 2 in the morning, whatever. Maybe not that late, but definitely a midnighter easily.
Definitely stayed up that late.
But she won't get up.
Did you guys have bedtimes in
in my household or in
I mean, because like we don't have bedtime. Like we don't.
When they
like
were younger.
No,
Yes.
neither Gavin or Eli have a bedtime. Like they
Yes.
go to bed.
Yeah.
But like there's like an expectation of what time they have to be up. I mean, Gavin not anymore because he's 21, so he kind
I
of.
hope he doesn't have a bedtime.
He gets up, whatever. Well, like I tell it, because like the other morning it was 6:30ish, I think, and Eli popped up and wanted to go do something on his Minecraft, and he needs Gavin to help him because I don't know how to play the game. So he went into Gavin's room and he'll wake him up. He'll like kick open the door like the police, and he'll be like, hey Gav, and I know Gavin didn't go to bed until like 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And so
Yep.
but Gavin has the patience of a saint because he will get up, go help set up Eli with whatever, and then he'll go back to bed.
That's impressive because I would never be able to go back to sleep.
He can.
No, I can't go back to sleep.
When Lily won't wake up, then I'll take it seriously. And once they went into one of the rooms that she was sleeping, and they took off all the pillows and her blanket, and they turned off the lights.
If I don't get up for if I don't get up for school, then Mommy tells me to. Lucy's gonna come into my room and be in my very annoying alarm clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have a way to. Lucy will be up. She wants to be to bed by 9:30 latest ish.
I
but then
don't.
yeah,
I go to
pretty
bed
much.
I only want to go to bed when Mommy goes to bed, so that way I don't have trouble falling to sleep because she tucks me in.
Yeah.
Well, true, which is typically 9:30.
Yeah,
and then she'll be up though. I mean, right during summer she's typically in the 7 o'clock hour time frame, but during the school year she could easily be up at 5, 6 o'clock. And before she got into school,
I sleep until 7.
Yeah.
well, 7 o'clock hour.
I don't wake up at 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
You
you
used
do.
to
Yes.
when she was younger, she would get up I would be up at 3:34, and she'd be up and like come out, like hear me moving around when I get up, walk out of her room, come down the hall right as I'm coming down to go downstairs, and I look at her, I'm like, no, go back to bed. And she'll turn around and she'd go back to bed if it was anything before 6. That was my rule.
And then at 5, she'd peek into my room. She'd go like not behind the door, but like behind the whatever.
Mhm.
She would peek into my room and she'd go, Lily, are you awake? And she'd like whisper scream. She'd be like, Lily, are you awake? And I'd be like, go away.
Sometimes when I'm bored, I'll check in peek in.
Yeah,
I
know.
Mommy's and Dad's room.
Yeah.
To see if
She's the creep. She's the ghost creeper that's like walking around the house in the middle of the night or early in the morning.
Or that like stands next to your bed.
Many times she has scared Carrie. I'm pretty sure, and Carrie could probably confirm that, where she's literally crept up next to the bed and Carrie goes.
Did your kids do that, Kent? Did you have like one of them?
No, I'm always up at like 4:30 or 5.
So like
would hear-
none of your
I-
kids
yeah.
ever like stood and like stared at you while you were sleeping?
Or maybe at night, but yeah, I go to bed like at 10:30, 11, get up at 4 or 5.
I would hear her walk in, so I
Yeah.
would giggle. I'd just lay there silent and not move because I want to go back to sleep. But I would just giggle to myself a little bit when I hear Carrie go. Yeah. But that being said, they have their ways. This one wants to sleep in all the time, so we just have to blow her butt out of bed every morning.
That's why I turn on the light
but
very first thing.
she's
Then I'll take off the
she's a
blanket.
preteen. She's in middle
we
school.
know we're ready for it.
But
She's ready to sleep all day.
I don't.
Well,
I
Steph all night,
Lucy,
sleep all day. Yeah, easy.
I don't take naps. I'll sleep in, but I don't like taking naps. 'Cause, like, who falls asleep in the middle of the day?
Well,
Your
It
mother.
makes no sense.
Your mother.
Well,
You do too? You're an
Oh, I
napper?
love naps.
I can't do
sometimes-
naps.
I absolutely love naps.
Easy.
Sometimes when I'm really, really tired and I just relax, then I'll fall asleep and take a nap.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I did a nap actually the other day. It was and Carrie calls it my one of two a year. And it was like I literally do maybe one or two a year. And that was it. I overdid it. She
And
said
then they're like, "Are you feeling okay?"
she said, "Do you feel okay?" And I said, "Yeah." Well, I worked hard all Sunday, and so I took a nap on Monday. And she goes, "You flew too close to the sun," is what she said. And I'm like, "Yeah, I probably did. I mean, I worked hard."
He
on
was
Sunday.
supposed to take us to MMA, but he was still asleep, so Mommy took us.
Oh yeah, Tuesday I fell asleep.
But
I don't
I'm-
remember what day it was. Like this week is a blur because of that nap.
But I'm good.
So do you guys do showers at night or showers in the morning? Is there enough time
We're
in the
night
morning?
Showers.
Yeah.
Yeah, typically we're night showers.
I took a shower before this. Sometimes
Yeah,
before,
she's
like,
really, yeah.
I tried
could
to take showers
See,
at
I'm
night.
still talking.
Hey,
Whoops,
relax.
Daisy.
Relax. Okay? Relax.
I'm still talking, Lucy.
Because like in the morning, I sometimes have to throw Eli in the shower in the morning just to get him like up and moving. Otherwise, sometimes
Yeah.
he's like crabby. He needs like that
Oh,
little like
yeah, for-
jolt. I
don't
throw him
know.
in a cold shower. I will.
Yeah, I do. I shower at night and in the morning.
Both.
I gotta have water run over me to get going.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Were
Nope.
we supposed
I'm
to
up
talk?
and at 'em. I can get up and start swinging a hammer right out of bed.
What was that?
If you know what I mean.
You know what I'm talking
Weren't
about.
we supposed to talk about school?
So we kind of are talking a little bit about school, aren't
Yeah,
we?
but we're talking about the morning, not like in school.
Well, mornings you have to get ready for school.
Yeah, but Lily keeps flashing down my
So, Lily, a listener wants to know
Who?
about your schedule.
listener.
Just a
Oh.
listener wants to know about your schedule. You're going into junior high, so now you have to like switch classrooms, yeah?
Yeah,
So how
it's
are
like
you going to handle that?
so. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out a class, grab my books, and then go into the other class. Maybe like drink some water or something.
Drink some water. Do you have to share lockers?
No.
No? Did you get your own locker?
We do.
That's convenient.
If you share a
Well,
locker,
my
you'll see
middle
people.
school, I had to share a locker.
That's
We weren't
annoying.
allowed to do that because then you didn't know who was.
Books were whose?
No, like if they brought the dogs in, you didn't know who was getting in trouble.
Again, where you go to school, I mean, your child has a locker at school. Like, why?
I
In
went-
kindergarten?
I went to school.
Right,
I went to
right.
hay school in Streamwood. We weren't allowed
You
to
know-
share lockers.
you
If
know,
you got
when-
caught sharing lockers, you'd be in trouble.
When SWAT comes in.
Yeah, right. They gotta know who to pin it on. What?
So, didn't happen in Michigan.
No, not
Beaver Island.
no, not.
Oh,
Well, I
Beaver
didn't go to school on Beaver Island. No, where I went to school, we shared a locker, and
Our lockers are tiny, so we don't have to share them.
they were probably really skinnier, a lot skinnier. Mine were real size.
Yeah,
Being so much,
you
that
could probably go
Yeah,
into.
but
You
in
could
middle
fit in the
school, I
locker.
was probably Lucy's size, and one of the times I would go up and in middle school I was tiny, And I would go up to my locker and I would open it in between one of my classes. My locker mate would come up literally as I wait, and then I have to get to like the first floor to the third floor, and I'd wait, and then I'd close it, spin the lock, walk away, and as soon as I do that, he'd be walking out going, man, you couldn't leave it open, and then he'd have to re-put the. So one time I'm like, screw it, I'm going to be late, and I jumped in the locker and closed it. And he came up and he goes, and they go, yeah, you just missed him. All of our other buddies standing around, and he opened the locker, and I jumped out at him. It was the best. It was the best joke ever. Anyway, side notes. So when you go to class, Lil, are you afraid to not be able to get to your class in time?
Well, technically, so 6th and 7th graders have like lockers by each other, like on the first floor, and then 8th grade is like on the second floor. But see,
I was just whispering.
What?
Doesn't matter.
Might distract her. That's okay.
Oh.
Keep going, though.
And so most of my classes are on the first floor, but like 1 or 2 of my classes are on the second floor.
Could be on the second.
Do you guys get to go for like a dry run, like before when you do the meet the teachers?
That
Do you get to
orientation.
do your schedule, like where
that's-
you get to like do a mock schedule running through the school?
Yeah, no, that's on Monday actually.
On Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting into that right now. I think there's actually 2 opportunities for her to do it that we are taking.
Oh,
advantage of.
yeah.
Right?
And on the 10th.
I get to switch classes because I have to do specials.
That's true. That's true. You're getting there, right?
Yeah, and I have 2 more years because 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade.
What extracurricular activities are you doing this
What
year?
does that mean?
What school? What classes do you want to take? Like, do you have any extra things that you could do? Like, you do music, or you do?
Well, some like when it gets to the end in the middle of the school year, they'll do like art. They'll do art clubs and stuff.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, but I never really do it because usually the clubs are on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's when we do MMA, or like one of them's on.
Or on Wednesday
So
when Mommy says she'll sign me up and she does, and then I don't get to go.
Oh, bummer. What if there is a schedule conflict, Lily, with like you doing drama, but you can't do drama because you have MMA?
Like on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's like on Wednesdays, I don't know. I want to do it though.
Such dilemma, right? This is now part of getting into your schedule, right? Is like the when things don't fit, or you have 2 things that go on that you want to be in 2 different spots, right? I want to do this, but I also want to do that, right? What happens? What?
I think the most things. Let's see.
What, Lil? I want to hear what she has to say first. Go ahead.
Briar gets shaped like a U for Lucy, because I have a U in my name.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Sounds good.
No.
Nailed it. All right, go ahead, Lil.
I really want to. The 2 things I really want to do are art and drama.
I like gym.
Well, I have to do gym.
He's a nice guy.
Jim's sweet. He's a good guy.
So is
That's a
it
name.
easier for you or for Carrie to shift, like, because you guys work at the same place or whatever, own the same place?
Mm-hmm.
Is it easier for you guys to shift and move schedules even though you work in 2 different departments? Because I know that sometimes for Rich and I, it's not that easy because he has like a W-2 job, and then my schedule is kind of flexible. Like, so like today I had to take our dog to the vet and everything, and because Rich had to go to work. So how does does one of you have more, or you just have a big support system that kind of fills in the gaps?
It's Mommy.
What do you think?
Mommy usually picks us up.
Picks you up from school?
No.
No.
It's you, and sometimes Miss Carrie and Mama. Well, Miss Carrie. I
Miss
don't have to say her name.
Miss Carrie?
That's another friend, but also in school I have 6 subjects.
We have a plethora of people in the neighborhood that we have gotten to know
4.
that that we all carpool together. So we have a great support system of going to school, to and from school events, right? MMA is our thing. But all those others are like anything that might be after school or to or from school or school activities like whatever fun night or a dance. Those are usually we can carpool with our neighbors because we have enough of them that are right around their age. And it's easy to do. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd say that it's not that it's pretty easy for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Carrie and I also, we can pick up and we don't have to be at the, I have certain events that I go to and I'm signed up and I need to be at, but it's easier for her to work from the office, not from home, less distractions at the office. Right. So I would say it is easier. Although I don't know, emergencies come up and with our business and we might have to run off and drop something and not go and do something or not go someplace and be totally tied down. Or
I know an emergency when we had to go to the fair.
Or we can make a ditch effort and just say we're going to the fair today.
Which was awesome because I don't really want to go to MMA sometimes.
I got to do a fly thingy and I
when Sensei Tony listens to this, he's not going to be happy you said that. That's going to be a lot of
and
push-ups.
I love Sensei Tony. But I don't want to.
Yeah, now you do. Now that I said push-ups.
No, I love Sensei
I
Tony.
hate push-ups. I love Sensei Tony.
I got to do a fly thingy, and it was my first time, and the whole time I screamed.
At the fair, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And that's something that we could just do on a whim, and we don't have to worry about.
It's the funnest ride in the world.
We don't have to worry about things that are, that we could plan. We can easily, can change things.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes Rich is a little jealous of some of the stuff because I can block my day out, then he can't do it that way. Like, if Eli woke up the other day and he's like, I really want to go to the zoo. And I'm like, and if I look at my schedule and I don't have any in-person meetings, my team can handle whatever and I can handle whatever from the road.
Yep.
And we can go
walk
around.
Let's go to the zoo.
When we went to SeaWorld in California with my mom pre-COVID, I was walking around talking to people doing whatever in the middle of SeaWorld.
Right.
And nobody knew that I wasn't in Illinois at the time. So
and that's it. We took the family trip to Paw Paw and the girls had a blast. Carrie would do a couple things. I did a couple things that was needed. Obviously I can't be at events, but we can still make sure that the company's functioning with our great support staff.
Right.
At Paw Paw, we brought our bikes and scooters, and I brought my rollerblades, and then on my birthday I got a new pair of rollerblades that are better outside.
That's awesome, right?
Yeah, but I fell on my bike today.
Well, maybe we'll find a way. That was a bummer. We'll find a way for you to ride your rollerblades to school. That would be awesome.
No, I need someone with me because of the hills.
Hills are tough.
So that's why I only ride it with mommy to the judges. I don't want to ride my rollerblades to school never.
Rich used to take our dogs on his blades. He would take both of them, our German Shepherd and our Husky.
That's sketchy.
He ate it a few times pretty good.
I was going to say, that's really sketchy.
He's like, eating it in my 30s is way different than when I was like a teenager. It's like a whole different
One of our neighbors have 2 Huskies. And the Huskies, they can harness the Huskies up, and that's the only time they run. And the boys have gotten it to where they can run one at a time with a scooter. And they got a scooter with big old they're like air-filled tires. So it can actually go over the bumps.
It's called a trick scooter.
Not like,
It's a trick scooter, Daddy.
I try and ride our smallest dog on my scooter.
Yeah, and she does. And so they were out of town, and I went over and let the dogs out. And I'm like, I'm going to run them for a minute.
So you let the dog out?
Who?
Yeah.
So I let them. I took them on the scooter, both of them, and I don't think they've ever both been on the scooter. But once they have. Oh, yeah, well, not together.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I took them together, and they were flying. Man, they were fast. fast.
They've done it so many times.
Yeah, they were fast. It
They've
was
done
fun.
it so many times, Daddy.
So with your industry being emergency based, majority of it being emergency based, how easy is it for somebody that works for Restoration One to have like that flexible? Like, how easy is it for you guys to give your staff a flexible schedule when they're going back to school?
We're really good about that. In fact, I mean, Carrie and I are know that that's a very important thing for having somebody work for you and be an employee. Is how often does Miss Judge or does Christine have something to do and they're like, oh, I gotta run, I can't be at this. Do you hear it?
What?
Where they say, I have something come up, I need to go and do this. Can I go do it? And we say yes.
Yeah.
Forgot.
No, I mean, like if they have a locked in schedule, like if they have classes on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, we'll just stick with that since that's kind of the MMA day.
Yeah.
If they have classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays at like 3 p.m. and you guys are emergency based, is it easy for them to lock in like an in-person schedule like that? Or is it a little bit more difficult? Or do you have like a fill-in that could swap out at 3 o'clock? Or how does that kind of work with you guys? Because I know when I was in the swimming pool industry, it was very difficult to get people off on time when you're in a truck all day and then surprises come up on job.
Mm-hmm,
I mean, I wasn't in a truck. They were.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the office with air conditioning. They were in the truck.
Right.
But I could get off at 3. Not them.
Yes. I mean, all of our employees that are on the job, if they communicate properly with enough ample time, we can easily make something happen to accommodate for their schedule. If they have like an appointment or a doctor's appointment or something that comes up, if it is a true emergency that came up and they're like, hey, I got to run, my dog's, really sick and my neighbor called me and said, I need to get over there. We can figure out a way. We're really flexible and we're understanding, especially if it's not frequent.
Yeah. Well, because I know that during like finals, because both Valerie and Melanie are in college.
Uh-huh.
And so during finals week, we shift our work schedule around where they will maybe work longer days, Monday through Wednesday, do as much work as they can, and then take a long weekend so they can do their thesis papers and that. But I have that option and easy flexibility because I just give them a block of work, and typically there's not on the fly stuff for them that's going to come in like for you.
And really the only thing that we that like people have an issue with would be if we have a job that came up and somebody's like, hey, I'm on call but I can't make it. But we have protocols in place that there shouldn't be an emergency issue. I mean, we're emergency based.
Right.
How does a fire or police department have emergency issues where they can't get coverage on a fire, right? Like they shouldn't have that.
Right.
There should be protocols in place. So that's the same with us. We treat it the same way. But like some of our salespeople, they may have an event and something comes up in the morning, the day of the event, and they go, oh crap, I can't go to this golf event. Can somebody cover for me? Yeah, we could find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We work hard to take care of our employees. You all right, Emily?
on the last couple of minutes, speaking of schedules though, we finally put the schedule out and registration form for the QuickBooks Learning Center that we're doing. So
Nice.
if anybody wants to check that out on our Facebook page of the Steph'sBooks.com or Steph's Books
That's right.
or Steph's
Yeah.
Bookkeeping Service.
Steph's bookkeeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah. And then
What are
Rich
you
is going
doing?
to put it on our website. At some I think
That's
next
awesome.
Wednesday it goes on our website. So
It's a great little training room you've put together.
Yeah, I really like it. The table was heavy.
Daddy,
Yes.
is Mama still listening?
I asked her, Mommy, you out there?
Mama, are you still listening?
Is there- in the last 45 seconds, is there any last little shout out you want to give to anybody?
It's almost over.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Time flies, doesn't it? That was an hour. Did you guys like being on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we do it again with a different topic. We
Yeah.
find another topic.
Yeah.
We really wanted to get you guys in to talk about summer vacation and what you were going to do for summer vacation.
Right.
But now here we are talking about after summer vacation. But we could talk about, we did a show with Eli where we taled about
I want to swim in a pool for summer vacation.
the whole summer vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a pool in our
We
backyard.
we did we're not doing a pool in the backyard. Yeah, no.
Is it over?
Yep.
It's pretty. You ready for him to play the outro?
You're an adult. You can buy whatever you want.
I'm an adult. I can buy whatever I want. Mommy, you know you're an adult and you can buy whatever you want.
I know. I'm gonna have to like write a book of all these little sayings.
Sayings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. What's up? Okay, just give us 20 seconds. Let's close it out.
You too.
So yes, I did. I can actually read lips really well. So because I'm deaf.
I guess everybody have a nice weekend.
So hang on, I want to give one thing to the Cary Grove Chamber is doing a raffle for their golf event, and they're raffling off a barrel full of booze.
Barrel full of booze.
Barrel full of booze. So go and find me on my Facebook, and I got a link there. One of my posts.
Or reach out to him right at Restoration One.
You could do that, but I really just click on the link.
Click a link. Click a link.
Click a link. Click a link. But Joe Turner, Restoration One, 847-264-4664.
Thank you.
Steph Conley with Steph's Books, 847-942-3004.
And these two were?
Wait,
You say your name now.
Sign off with your name.
what?
Lily
Lily
Turner
Turner
with
with
who you work for? Restoration One.
No.
Oh no?
She just quit.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. We just lost an employee. And you? Okay. And are you with anybody, or are you quitting too?
I'm with the dogs.
I'm with the dogs. All right.
Dogs.
Nice. Okay. Sign us off.
All of us here at 216 The Net, thank you for getting stuck in the net with us here. This has been another great episode of In the Know with Steph and Joe. Hey, everybody, have fun.
Good night.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.